So a lot of you have wondered what this video is about, and I'm going to tell you right out what it is basically I made this video hoping to freak out or disturb or make people uneasy or specifically to trigger phobias. Now obviously, since there are thousands and thousands of different phobias, many of which can't even be conveyed in a video, this would be impossible to trigger a phobia in everybody that watched it, of course. Now, I didn't want to do this maliciously, I didn't want to like cause people eternal suffering or, whatever else. But what I did this for was to see if I had the skill to be able to make something that would make a majority of the people that watched it uneasy or unsettled or something like that, because I do want to try and make a horror series later on, hopefully this year, if not this year, the next year, something like that. And it's not going to be something based off Slender Man or the Marble Hornets mythos or anything like that. While I like that series, it's not going to be based off of that or anything else similar to it. This video was not inspired by anything currently on the internet or anywhere else, really. I've actually been making videos like this since I first started video editing. Videos like this were what I first started making when I first got into video editing. Now, obviously, since I didn't have the editing skill that I do now, they were much more basic and much more simple, and especially since I don't have, all these video clips that I've worked on with prior projects, that's even more so. And that's something about this, too, is every single video clip in this was taken from a prior video project I worked on, or just prior video I've shot on vacations or something else like that. So none of the video in this was actually shot for this video. I just took old video and then edited it to, yeah. So that's basically it. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna play the video and I'm gonna go through and kind of like tell you what each clip is from and all that stuff, just in case you're interested. And I've disabled all the effects on this except for a few. Like I kept, like the speed up, slow down, zoom, stuff like that, the real basic stuff. But the stuff that obscured the image, I've taken most of those off, except for a few cases where it was already kind of that way. So, yeah. And here we go. So this clip, all of the clips with that guy in it like that are actually from a horror movie I did back when I was in college. And this is actually, that last clip of the buildings was in San Francisco. This is actually in Tokyo, where I was walking around and I had the camera around my neck, so it's just flying around. This is actually outside of my house, and that's from an old horror video I did. And this is in Tokyo again at the train station. And this is on top. I'm inside an arcade in Tokyo. I believe that's Akihabara. And I was just zooming in there on the people there on the crosswalk. This is again in Tokyo. And that was a guy painting a building. This is actually the green screen for a video I shot that was absolutely terrible. If you remember it, the worst video I ever made. And this is me for a really old video I did for a music video called Hardcore Heads. And that's actually, again, from a horror video I did. That was my dad walking through the hallway there with a mask on. That was shot a few years ago. And that last thing of the hallway was in Tokyo also. I believe that was in Shinjuku. This is again from that same horror video at the beginning of the video. And that's just a friend of mine from college that was acting in that. This is from way back. I'm like 18 in that clip. That was at the donut shop me and my friends used to hang out at. That's my friend Andrew. That's for that Hardcore Heads video again. Super old. This was actually shot for a music video for my friend John Bruce. And that's in Mask from the horror video. And that's again from that same horror video there. He's walking up about to get my friend. This is actually the bowling alley when I was a kid. Both those clips, this and that one, were. This is from Tokyo again. That's in Harajuku in the huge forest there. And this is from, all these are from Tokyo too. That was outside the building we stayed. That's again my dad doing his like blog thing when we were in Tokyo. And this is again a really old clip. This is from when I was about 18. That's my friend Reggie there. We were outside the parking lot of an arcade. And we were doing silly stuff. But again, remade it to look a lot more freakier than it really was. It's like half a second after that, he breaks out in laughter. And in the background, it was obscured in the original clip, but my friend's actually dancing on the pavement. So, yeah, so it's like, I wanted to see if I could do that. I wanted to see if I could take a video that is pretty much benign, not even freaky or disturbing or weird or anything like that, and then use effects, timing, the music and stuff like that to make it come off very uneasy and unsettling and stuff. And so if it did that for you, then I accomplished my goal. And hopefully I'll be making that horror series later on, because this pretty much confirmed that I do have the ability to make something like that that would genuinely make people like freaked out or whatever else. So yeah, and thanks for watching this, and if you want me to do any more videos like this, I'd be happy to, although they do take a pretty decent amount of time. I think this took me about probably about 30-40 hours, something like that, of editing, but that's also because most of the time spent was looking through the gigantic archives of, like, you know, old projects I've done and finding clips that would actually be good for this, and, you know, then figuring out how to make them unsettling and stuff. So that's where the majority of the time was spent on that. But yeah, as I said just a minute ago, thanks for watching.